We know that Halakha explains that when someone is counting at night, whenever we ask an individual, we don't ask what number is tonight. We say, what was last night's number? Now, what's the idea about this? Why do we do this? Shulchan Aruch explains that whenever you count, and it's the proper time to count at night, meaning it's after Tzedek Kuchavim, or after even Shkia, and that's when it's appropriate time to count, you should ask what was last night's count, because you don't want to say that tonight is the 18th night, let's say, and you now fulfill your mitzvah of counting before making the bracha. Now you're in a pickle, you can no longer make a bracha. This halakha is important to clarify, because it specifically applies to a scenario where it's within the first week. Why? Because the halakha explains when we count the Sefirat Haomer, there's two prongs, there's two elements that we need to make sure we fulfill. We have to check off the days, which is also the weeks. So if you notice, we say Hayom Shivas Hayom Omer. Today is the 17th day of the Omer. 17th day of the Omer. Shehem Shnei Shavot Shloshah Yamim, which is 2 weeks and 3 days. You need to count both the days and the weeks. So for that reason, the Mishnah Bra and Rav Vadia explain that even though the Shulchan Aruch says when asking your friend what night is it tonight, you should respond, last night was this. That's in theory only for the first 6 nights, because the first 6 nights. It's only in that night that you don't say which is how many weeks. Only from the 7th night and on, it wouldn't necessarily apply, because you need to count both the nights, both the number of days and the number of weeks. So for that reason, we still are careful. Wouldn't flaunt around on, let's say, right before we count during Arvit, to come and announce to everyone, tonight's the 18th night. I don't think we should do that, because it's educate people a little bit. They get a little confused. Minhag is to always say last night was the 17th. Always go by the previous night. But to understand that if someone accidentally was asked what night is it tonight, and they responded after the appropriate time to count with that night's number, they did not lose the right, did not forego their right at a bracha. They can still make a bracha on the Sefirat Omer and then count that night with a bracha as normal, because they didn't count both the days and the weeks, which is required to fulfill the obligation of counting the Sefirah. Have a wonderful day and Shabbat Shalom.